Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you how I made these two orange wigs. When I was dyeing these dolls, in between when I was waiting for them to dry, I thought about making twin wigs for them and calling them like Pepper and Paprika. Let me show you how I made the wigs. I'm going to turn them around now so you guys can see the back. So as you can see, one is much longer than the other. I focused on making one wig completely full, and if I had more, I would make the other one. And I'm very glad I was able to make a shorter wig of the same material. And this shorter wig has inside it bits of different color orange in it, and it actually looks good. I'm very excited to show you guys how I make these two wigs. So guys, this is the wig we're going to use. We got it at those party stores, and it is a gag wig for like a costume for Halloween. And I just love the colors. I love orange. Orange is my favorite color. It has yellows, orange yellow, and a deep orange color. So we're going to take this wig apart and we're going to use it. Now, we're going to use as our base an American Girl doll head that we have. We buy these when we go to thrift stores, flea markets, and we actually get parts and pieces from eBay. So we're going to use this. We're going to use these heads as our base for the wig. Now, this is one of the wigs we took off our American Girl dolls. I thought about adding orange to this wig because it's been cut and it needs a lot of work. And we're going to just try to imitate a wig cap. We're going to make our own wig cap, which is what the wigs are based on. We're going to use this white cotton t-shirt and we're going to use it to build our own wig cap. Now, the first thing we do is cut the cotton t-shirt to size. And I just do that by eyeballing it, figuring out how much I need, and just measuring. I'm going to make two wigs at the same time, so I'm just going to cut double the fabric. And you just measure it out and cut it. And we're definitely using a 100% cotton t-shirt with some give because we're going to stretch it over the doll's head. And then I use a rubber band to hold it in place just to show me what it would look like. I wet the cotton t-shirt because that makes it more stretchy. And then I put the rubber band around it again and stretch it out over the rubber band. But I realized as I was stretching this over the rubber band that I needed something tighter. The rubber band was good, but it wasn't tight enough. I need to stretch this t-shirt really tight. So I'm using a zip tie. I'm using a black zip tie so you guys can see the contrast against the white cotton t-shirt. So I use a zip tie and make it really tight against the doll's head. And then I'm going to stretch out the t-shirt and pull it really tight, remove the rubber band, and stretch it extremely tight across the whole skull of the doll. I want to make it as smooth as possible because we're trying to make a wig cap where we're going to glue on pieces of the wig. And you really do have to work it in because you're stretching a cotton t-shirt all the way across till it's smooth. There's wrinkles all over the edges and you're making it as smooth as possible. And I use clear school glue that I got at Staples, and I just put it on the doll's head and with a paintbrush, just put it all over. As you guys notice, there's no plastic underneath the t-shirt. You really should put plastic, but these are throwaway doll heads. So I don't mind that there's no plastic underneath because I'm just going to peel it off and use it. And then once my first layer is dry, I cut the excess t-shirt off. And then I do it again on the second head because I want to make two wigs at the same time if I have enough wig material. Now it's time to take apart this wig. And this is very easy. These are extremely cheaply made wigs. And you can see exactly where to cut it. Once I took apart the wig, I have four distinct colors: a deep red orange, yellow, a light orange, and a medium orange. The longest hair piece for the wig is the dark orange. So I'm going to try to conserve this part. And as you guys see, there's an edge to it, the weft, and that's what I'm going to glue onto the wig cap that we just made. Now we have this wig cap. We've put a couple of layers of glue on the cotton fabric. And this is another one that we made with plastic underneath because it's probably going to be easier to take it up with the plastic. So now let's take the wefts. I divided it into sections depending on how much of the color I have. Now this is what it looks like with 3 layers of dried glue. The next thing I'm going to do is try to get the wig cap off the doll's head. To peel off this cotton fabric with the 3 layers of dried glue, I put hot water in the doll's head again. This will make the vinyl soft. The reason I want the soft vinyl is to squish out the head and try to preserve the shape of the wig cap. This is a bigger wig cap than I usually make. I tend to make smaller ones. No matter what you do, this wig cap is going to be much bigger than the doll's head. But there's a way to deal with that, and we'll discuss that at the end, towards the end of the video. But right now, I want to try to keep it as tight as the wig cap as possible. So I use the hot water, squish the doll's head out of the wig cap, and peel off the wig cap to just be able to work with it. And the key to this, guys, is to let it dry completely. This takes a while. There's no rushing it. The glue has to dry completely before you can work with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is use my clippers and clip off the zip ties. And then I'm just going to peel it off. And now this is what it looks like back on the doll. I do this, I put it back on the doll a lot in order to preserve the shape because it's going to stretch out. I remove the black zip tie and you can see a clear line of where to cut. So you know exactly where to cut. And because this is a bigger doll, it's much easier. I've trimmed off the excess t-shirt material. And this is my base. This is where I'm going to glue the wefts of hair to. I measure using the smaller hair in the back, and I save the long pieces for the front. Basically applying hot glue along the edges and gluing down the hair. I leave a little bit of gap in between each row, about 1/4 of an inch, and then I add the next row of hair. I'm using this method because the wig material, the wefts of hair, this is not great quality. So I'm just hot gluing it on to make a quick and easy wig. What I usually do is I get the elastic wig caps, you can buy that online, and I hand sew wefts of good quality hair when I make wigs. When I'm doing that, I'll show you guys that in another video. But this is for a quick, fun wig that I wanted to try on the dyed American Girl dolls. This is just a very easy method of making a quick wig. And you guys will notice that I am wearing my black gloves because you will be touching hot glue or pressing it down along the wig cap and it does get hot. Some of you might not need gloves. So what I'm doing is I'm going to keep applying the hair, leaving 1/4 inch gaps all the way to the front. And you'll notice I'm saving the longer wefts of hair for the front because it has to reach all the way down. It has to cover the shorter lengths of hair that I started with at the base of the wig cap. Now the longest strands I save for the very top. And what I do is I apply it right up to the very edge. And then I turn the wig cap over and apply a couple of layers inside the very front of the wig cap. I do this for one reason, because I'm going to flip the hair over and this will cover the wig cap. So you have to sort of put it right along the edge on the reverse side. And I do a few close layers here, closer than 1/4 of an inch. I do probably 1/8 of an inch gap right at the very inside. And for this particular wig, I'm doing about 2.5 rows of the very longest wefts of hair. So right now I want to see what the wig looks like on the doll's head. This is what I've been waiting for. It looks good. I trim away excess hair. I brush it back to give the wig shape, and I actually like it. So I want to see what it looks like on the dyed doll. And here she goes. It doesn't look bad. I do like it. I try both wigs on the 2 dyed orange dolls. So I'm going to turn them around now and show you how I hold their hair in place. Now the method I use to make the wigs makes the wig cap very loose. It's not material that's like elastic that wigs are usually made of if you are sewing the wigs. And I didn't sew them. So to hold their hair in place, I use a little bit of toupee tape. And let me show you. That's my toupee tape right there. And believe me, guys, it really holds the wig on. And for us in our doll room and for display, this really works well. But after all this, these guys ended up with brunette wigs. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.